and all those questions and all that drama. So I wanted to be able to play all of that for you, so we could, of course, hear from Obama probably one of his last news conferences. And so typically what happens is you're probably going to have another one, a final news conference as president that will take place before the inauguration, and that will take place. So that's what's going on there. One of the things I want to talk about, just saw this story here. How many of you saw the story? How many of you saw the story of Mike Evans, the wide receiver, for Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Texas A&M Aggie. He announced on Sunday that he chose not to stand for the national anthem, protesting the election of Donald Trump. Okay? Gave his thoughts about that. Shared his thoughts. And now I just saw a story where it's reported that he's now apologized. He's now apologized for his protest. Now, the head coach didn't like it. Tampa Bay Buccaneers didn't like it. Mike Evans vowed to not stand for the national anthem as long as Donald Trump was president. Looks like that only lasted 2 days. He released a statement speaking to the issue. I want to read that statement for you. And so let me, give me a second. I'm going to pull this thing up. So I'm looking at some stories right now. I thought I posted it. On my Facebook page, but I guess I didn't. So let me, sorry, my apologies. I thought I posted that story. So let me go ahead and find it again, saying he will stand for the anthem. This is his statement. I want to start by apologizing to all the U.S. military members, their families, and the fans who I offended by my actions on Sunday. It was never my intention, as I have tremendous respect for the men and women who serve our country. I have very strong emotions regarding some of the many issues that exist in our society today. I chose to sit as an expression of my frustration towards this year's election. It was very personal for me, as it was for so many Americans. With that being said, I will not sit again during the national anthem because I want to focus my efforts on finding more effective ways to communicate my message and bring about change by supporting organizations and movements that fight for equal rights for minorities. This Sunday, I'll be back to standing with my teammates. Let me say this. I know Mike Williams. I respect Mike Williams. He was a phenomenal player at Texas A&M. He's a great young man. We communicated via social media. We talked briefly. But if there's one thing I'm sick and tired of, I am sick and tired of people who act as if sitting for the national anthem is only, let me rephrase that. I'm sick of people who think that the national anthem or the flag is only about America's veterans. Let me say that again. The national anthem is not just about nor for America's veterans. The flag is just not for or about America's veterans. In fact, let me help y'all out with something. Are y'all ready for this? Did y'all know, okay, I'm going to play some music for you because I need you to understand something here, okay? Put it in context. This is the Texas A&M University Band. We have an ROTC program, military. We send more officers to the armed forces than any other school outside of the academies. This song is called the Armed Services Medley. So let me get this audio straight. Okay. The song you're hearing is called the Armed Services Medley. They have their own song. Do y'all hear me? Okay, that's their own song. Do y'all understand that? They got their own song. Okay, that what you're listening to is their own song. Okay? It's called the Armed Service Medley. Some of y'all probably didn't even know that. But yeah, that's the Armed Services Medley. Okay? Let me play the next song for you. But some of y'all likely did not know. I know again because the Texas A&M Band plays all of these songs. This song here I'm about to play is called the Green Berets. Okay? That's called the Green Berets. Do y'all hear me? Just in case anybody's confused. Okay, now when I come back, I'm going to play for y'all the Blue-Gray Medley. I'm going to play for y'all the Strategic Air Command, the Washington Post March, the National Emblem March. Why? Because not a single one of those military songs are the national anthem. It's the national anthem. It's not the Armed Services Anthem. It's not the Armed Forces Anthem. They have their own songs. I'll deal with that when I come back on the Roland Martin Show. Why do I have bad audio? Let's see if I can get this audio is better.
Call 844-736-7474 and talk to Roland Martin next. We'll be back.
Dealing with stresses in life can be dizzying, even to the point of debilitating.
I don't know how it's a smoker cough, but I'm not a smoker. Yeah, my allergies hit me last week. All right, folks, welcome back to the Roland Martin Show. See, so let me walk y'all through this thing so y'all can understand, because I'm really getting tired of these people. So this here, Texas A&M Band, this song is called the Blue Gray Medley. This song is called Patton. This song is called the National Emblem March. This song is called the Washington Post March. This song is called the Strategic Air Command March. Actually, my favorite. This is called Mission Theme. Y'all might remember that's the NBC Nightly News song music as well. When Johnny comes marching home, this is called the Green Berets. Do y'all understand? Do y'all understand? Let me go to the song you about to hear right now. It's called the Air Force Theme Song. Okay, now that was the Air Force theme song. Got it? This what I'm about to play is the U.S. Army theme song. See, y'all, I need y'all to understand what's going on here. Okay? Every military branch has a theme song. Okay, that's the Army. That's the Army. See, I don't want y'all to get caught up in somebody else's nonsense. And that's what we're seeing here. This is called the U.S. Marine Song. This is a U.S. Navy song. Now, y'all probably said, okay, that's it. No, that's not it. There are 5 branches of our U.S. military: Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Coast Guard. Oh yeah, the Coast Guard has a song. You didn't know that? They do. Here it is. Now, why am I making this point? Because I'm tired of people assuming that, oh my goodness, because the national anthem, because somebody decides not to stand up, or because somebody decides to kneel to the national anthem, that you somehow are disrespecting the veterans. No, you're not. Because the national anthem is not the song of veterans. The national anthem is not the song of the Army, or the Navy, or the Air Force, or the Marines, or the Coast Guard. The national anthem is the national anthem. That means as an individual, you have a right to not sing the song that's actually for you. The national anthem is all Americans. It's the national anthem. And so people have allowed themselves to be played. Oh my goodness, you're disrespecting veterans. No, you're not. You're not disrespecting veterans if you choose not to stand for the national anthem. You're not disrespecting veterans if you choose not to do the Pledge of Allegiance, because the very same Constitution that governs Americans, the same Constitution that a president is sworn to uphold and protect, the same Constitution that members of the military actually do battle for, guess what? That very same Constitution allows for you to do that exact thing. That's why this, to me, is one of the dumbest arguments I've ever seen in my life. With, oh my God, no, you're disrespecting our veterans. No, you're not. You are not disrespecting a veteran by your decision to protest. Actually, what you are doing is you are engaging in what actually America is all about. You are engaging in what America was founded on. That is dissent. Dissent. And I don't care if you choose to do it. Let me also be real clear. I was at an event and the national anthem was played, and all these folks stood there and put their hand over their heart. And it was a member of Congress who was trying to get my attention because I had my hand over my heart. Let me tell y'all something. I am not less of an American because I'm standing there, listening to the national anthem played, and I don't have my hand over my damn heart. That's just dumb. Just dumb. I don't have to do it. There's a level of silliness. Yeah, you gotta put your hand over your heart. No, I don't. So hell, I'm standing up. I'm singing a song. I'm going, when we come back, I'm going to read from y'all from a Smithsonian magazine where that even came from, the whole deal about putting your hand over the heart during the national, to address the flag, during the national anthem. I'm going to tell y'all about that when we come back. Because too many Americans don't know your own damn history. This is Roland Martin Show, back in a moment. right, folks, welcome back to the Roland Martin Show. So, do y'all know even where this whole salute thing came from? Let me read it for you. According to this piece, Smithsonian.com, Aaron Blakemore, the U.S. flag code calls for anyone addressing the flag, either doing the Pledge of Allegiance or the national anthem, to put their right hands over their hearts. But here's what you probably did not know. The U.S. flag code was created in 1942. Do you all know what we used to do? We used to actually extend our right hand out, palms down. Hope y'all hear me. And we would point it towards the flag in a salute and recite the words. That was the old salute. Oh! But because the Nazis did that, they changed it to put your hand over your heart. But here's what you don't even know. Do y'all know why the Pledge of Allegiance was written? It was written by Francis J. Bellamy. The original deal was called the Bellamy Salute. This was done because, according to this article, magazine mogul Daniel Sharp Ford decided on his own, I need y'all to hear me, not a U.S. president, not the United States Congress, but a man who owns some magazines, wanted the U.S. flag in all of America's public schools. See, Bellamy and Daniel Sharp Ford, they felt, according to this article, that the Civil War had divided too many Americans. And the flag might bridge those gaps. And so, y'all gonna love this. He created this institution, he created this movement around the 400th anniversary of Christopher Columbus's arrival in the New World. Quote, he published his new pledge as part of a unified Columbus Day ceremony program in September of 1892 in the pages of the Youth's Companion, a popular children's magazine with a circulation of 500,000. Quote, at a signal from the principal, the pupils in ordered ranks, hands to the side, face the flag. Another signal is given. Every pupil gives the flag the military salute, right hand lifted, palm downward, to a line with the forehead and close to it. Standing thus, all repeat together slowly, I pledge allegiance to the flag. This thing picked up steam, and all of a sudden, it got into the U.S. Code. Y'all, the Pledge of Allegiance was a PR gimmick. Let me say it again. The Pledge of Allegiance was a PR gimmick. That's how it started. Yes, a PR gimmick. So all these folks, oh my God, and yes, I'm posting this link on my Facebook page and Twitter page, so y'all will have the truth. So you're not running around here thinking, oh my goodness, this was something that was created by a president. No, it wasn't. It was because some guy who owned some magazines felt the flag should be in every public school in America. Do y'all understand that? Paul Harvey, longtime radio guy, had this saying, now the rest of the story. Brothers and sisters, you now have the rest of the story. Yes, the rest of the story. Isn't it amazing when you know the rest of the story? So I keep telling y'all to stop getting caught up in his story and actually understand history. The Pledge of Allegiance was a marketing gimmick. Reading the article in the Smithsonian in 1954, as the Cold War intensified, Congress added the words "under God" to distinguish the United States from, quote, godless communism. Yeah. Today, 46 states require public schools to make time for the pledge. Vermont, Iowa, Wyoming, and Hawaii do not. Article says, yet the pledge continues to have its critics, with some pointing out the irony of requiring citizens to swear fealty to a nation that prizes freedom of thought and speech. Oh, did y'all also realize that the guy who wrote the Pledge of Allegiance was a socialist? Yes. The guy who wrote the Pledge of Allegiance was a socialist. The Pledge of Allegiance was a PR gimmick. Yep. Yeah. Oh, but so by the way, so putting your hand over the heart, that's actually new. By the way, the national anthem was written in 1814. You do know the third stanza was racist, because the writer was racist. But did you also realize that the national anthem did not become the official anthem until 1931? Oh my goodness. Really? Yes. Let me say that again, because some of y'all might have missed this. Some of y'all might not have caught that. The national anthem was written in 1814. It did not become, so actually the Star Spangled Banner, let me correct that, I'm sorry. The Star Spangled Banner was written in 1814. It became the national anthem in 1931. So it took 117 years before the Star Spangled Banner actually became the national anthem. Okay, let me help y'all out. It took 117 years before the Star Spangled Banner actually became the national anthem. That means the Star Spangled Banner has only been the national anthem for 85 years. That's less time than when it was written and then it was adopted. I'm just here as the bearer of facts. This is Roland Martin Show. Back in a moment. Folks, welcome back to the Roland Martin Show. I just think that a lot of what we need to do is we just simply need to have facts and not get caught up in somebody else's drama. Let's go to the phone lines. Mike in Motel. Mike, what's up?
Hey, Roland, how you doing today, man?
Doing great.
All right, happy belated birthday. Hey, thanks for sharing that information about the Pledge of Allegiance. And here's another article from Smithsonian.com. dealing with is the man who wrote the Pledge of Allegiance. Also, the man who wrote the Pledge of Allegiance, and that goes more. You talk about Francis Bellamy, that goes more into the history of that. But also, you talked about the marketing campaign, and the Washington Post has an article from November 4th, 2015. At least 50 teams were paid by the Department of Defense for patriotic displays. At least 50 teams were paid by the Department of Defense for patriotic displays. So it shows how there was a marketing campaign from the Department of Defense to get sports teams to have patriotic displays and ceremonies before their games also, and that included the national anthem. And they got paid big money to do that as well. So that goes right into that theme of the marketing campaign as well. Okay, but thanks for sharing that information, man, and keeping getting this information out to people.
All right, I appreciate it. And folks, don't forget, Mike is going to be filling in for me tomorrow. I got to travel to New Orleans, Dillard University, so he'll be holding it down for me right here on the Roland Martin Show. Mike, thanks a lot.
All right, no problem, Roland. Take care.
All right, folks, give me a call, 844-736-7474, 844-736-7474. Your thoughts and perspective. Yesterday, I talked about Reverend Jesse Jackson Sr. being on my show, talking about the elders, of course, giving us some leadership in terms of where we go from here. Of course, in this in the presidency of a Donald Trump. And so here was my interview, Reverend Jackson. Have a conversation with elders, and that is over the next 2 weeks every day. We'll talk with civil rights leaders and others about a path forward. The first step is Reverend Jesse Jackson Sr. Of course, he's the founder of Rainbow Push. Of course, he got his bona fides sitting next to Dr. King and working alongside of him and doing so over the last 40 or so years. And so, Reverend One, welcome back to TV One.
Good to be with you again, Roland.
This idea of a path forward is very interesting. I've been looking at, hearing from different people across the country. Folks have been calling and texting. You look at social media, and individuals are despondent about what took place in this country. The fact that you have folks all of a sudden talking about the white working class voter in the Midwest. I keep asking, well, what about the black working class voter who lives in a city? They both are facing economic angst, but some folks made one decision versus others made another. So give us your perspective in terms of how do you how do you settle the spirit of a lot of people who are upset about what took place last week?
Well, we need not be despondent, but our fears are legitimate until they are relieved. For example, the crown jewel of Dr. King's work was the federal protected right to vote. From 1880 to 1965, we did not have that. And New York Times, in an editorial this past Wednesday, said that because we moved 868, precinct 868, the chairman of North Carolina was bragging about the fact that in North Carolina that they drove down black voting by 8.5% and white votes up by 22%. If this president embraces states' rights, we're back to 1965. Don't take that lightly. He talked about voter fraud. Voter suppression took place in North Carolina and Florida and Pennsylvania and Michigan. So the treatment of the black vote determined the outcome of this election. We cannot take lightly what it means to have our vote denied in 65, discounted in 2000, and suppressed in 2016. That's very fundamental, it seems to me.
I got to get your thoughts on this. We had a discussion a little bit earlier. What do you make of Donald Trump picking Steve Bannon to be his chief strategist, somebody who is a clear white nationalist?
Well, believe what he says, that he is a white nationalist. And multiculturalism does not appeal to him as much as racial supremacy does. So, program of inclusion, affirmative action, and EEOC contract compliance beyond attack by this administration. It seems to me, we must protect what we gain and fight when they touch our bill. But when they come into health care, for example, if a new car comes off the line in Detroit and the brakes don't work, they recall it and adjust it. They don't destroy the car. So that 20 million Americans have health insurance who did not have it before. And if in fact, Roland, they are cut off, their people will die. Now, one reason Trump is stepping back is because more whites on it than black. So it's not just a black program. It was kind of labeled that way. I'm concerned that the right to vote is not to mention student loan debt whatsoever. Student loan debt remains greater than credit card debt. Under the Promise Plus loans, we've lost 40,000 black students from HBCUs in the last 7 years. That's a real issue for us.
When you talk about those particular issues, I mean, obviously those are critically important. And look, I specifically told President Barack Obama that, look, go to Alabama, go to the hometown of Senator Jeff Sessions, go to the hometown of Senator Thad Cochran, look those white voters in the eye and say, look, before the CARE Act was passed for you, look at those 20 million folks, this 7.5 million white folks who are on there. Poor whites will be impacted by the loss of the Affordable Care Act.
And that's why there's a step back, because the precondition issue, and you get out of school without a job with a diploma, between the 26 on your parents' insurance plan, that is significant. If you laid off your job, you don't lose your health insurance. That's real solid progress, and we cannot step away from that. I think also, don't forget, Hillary has 2 million plus more votes than Trump, and still rising, which brings into question this whole issue of the Electoral College. And Eric Holmes is doing an article on why it is out of date. You have one person, one vote democracy. You have 2 million more votes, you're the loser in a democracy.
Do you believe it's time for us to get rid of the Electoral College?
Absolutely. It's time to get rid of it, because it's an elitist notion. You can't trust the common people, and so if they don't vote the way the elites want it, then they reserve the right without any accountability whatsoever to determine the winner. That's not, and I think December 19th is going to be a big day. That's the day of the Electoral College vote. And if Hillary's vote keeps rising, 2 million and rising, you get that many more votes than electors, it's going to be real tension in the country.
Reverend Jackson, last question for you. Your run in 1984 and 88 changed the Democratic National Committee. Ron Brown became the first African-American head of the DNC. Congressman Keith Ellison is seeking to run for DNC chair. What, for you, this is the last question for you, I got about 45 seconds. What is the path forward as far as you are concerned for the Democratic National Committee?
Keith Ellison has all the right credentials to hold that office. I hope he will consider, if he does it, he does a full-time job. But if it maintains the present definition, Keith Ellison, I think, is the guy.
All right, Reverend Jackson, we certainly appreciate it. Thanks a lot. All right, folks, that was our conversation on yesterday. Look, this is, it's amazing to me, I think, when we start having these conversations in this country, when you begin to talk to people and they begin to share their thoughts about all this different stuff, and again, you see this silly stuff that is just stunning to me. Tomorrow, I'm going to have a conversation on the show. Mike will be here. I'm going to have a conversation. I'm going to have something for you. When you talk about what's crazy, and it's going to be, it's really crazy. It's really crazy. A brother in North Carolina. Remember he called into the show? A brother in North Carolina who may very well lose his teaching license because he actually tried to make teaching come alive. Try to make it come alive. When he stepped on the U.S. flag, 2 students protested, walked out. Every other student got it. And the dude, he straight up might lose his job. He's been suspended. They have him moving pallets. There's a hearing November 30th. The school board will vote on whether Lee Francis will keep his job. But the superintendent may very well take his teaching license, which will not allow him to teach anywhere in America. Talk about stunning. Folks, I got to go. You have a great day. This is the Roland Martin Show. Have a great one. Peace out, Periscope. Peace out, Facebook.